Hello friends, welcome to your new data analytics tutorial. Last time we did some of the concatenation work on these things. We created few of our own custom data frames like this one, like df1, and this is df2, and this is df3. We gave the header names as ABCD, ABCD, and ABCD in all three data frames. Then after that, we embed these data frames into the list called as frames, and then we pass that frames into the concat function of this pandas library. Okay, and after that, all these data frames got concatenated in a column wise manner, and we created an extra data frame called as df4 also. Fine. So moving forward, we'll be working on some of the more things with concatenation part, and we'll be seeing what other things we can do. So we have a frame which holds all these uh, data frames in the list format, you can see over here also. And now we'll do the uh, again this concatenation thing, but we would like to give this this data frame a key. Means this data frame would be having a key, means when we will be referring a data frame with the key given to this part, we'll be able to fetch out this part, then this part, and this part, because these things are quite important. Because sometimes let's say we have uh, concatenated different data frames into the single bigger data frame, but if somehow we would like to fetch the details of this particular data frame, then how would we do it? If you talk about a huge data of like millions of rows, which is composed of like say 1,000 different data frames. Okay, so we will be having 1,000 records in particular data frame. So how we are going to get those thousand of data? So that can be, or somehow let's say these rows have been shuffled on the basis of something else. So how we are going to get the particular data frame which was actually the original data frame? So to do that, what we'll be doing is we'll be creating another concatenation. We'll be doing the another concatenation. Let's do it over here. uh, df concat is the, let's make it 2, is the variable name. Pd is pandas dot concat. Inside it we passed frames. So we have passed frames, so this is the same uh, thing what we did earlier over here. So this is the same thing what we did earlier, but there is no key on the left side. So we'll be assigning it the key in our own custom manner. So there is a parameter called as keys. Inside keys we'll be assigning a list to this keys parameter. So let's make it mm, p comma k comma l. So this is the key which we are assigning to our these data frames. Like this data frame we are assigning a key, this data frame we are assigning a key, this data frame we are assigning a key. So whenever we would like to fetch this particular data frame from this bigger data frame, then we can refer to these keys. Now we'll run it. It has run without any error. So if we see, so we can see that all these has been all these data frames like data frame 1, data frame 2, data frame 3 have been combined in a column order. Means the column wise they have been combined with each other. But you will be seeing one extra thing, that this data frame, this the first data frame is having this key p, the second data frame is having this key k, and the third data frame is having the key l. So if let's say as this is a data frame, we'll check out type of df underscore concat to it is a data frame. this is telling us that this is a data frame. So consider it to be a very huge data frame, and we would like to fetch the, let's say, this data frame or this data frame or this data frame from this bigger data frame. So how we are going to do this? We'll be using or referring the keys df underscore concat, and these are the custom keys, so we would be using the lock function. And there is other function called as ilock. Ilock is used for kind of say uh, to refer the index which are given by Python only, but we will be referring the keys which are given by us. So we'll be using the mm, .loc function, and inside it we'll be passing, let's say, k. So this is the data frame, and let's access others also, and here also. So with the help of these keys we can extract all these sub part of this bigger data frame which we created here using the concat function. Fine. Apart from that, we have created a fourth data frame. Earlier on the last lecture we created this data frame. Now instead of combining the data frame in the column order, we would like the data frame to be combined row wise. Means we want data to be combined like side by side horizontally. So we can do that. Again, the concat function would be used, df concat 3, but let df dot and instead of passing the frames, let's say we want to combine or concat that data frame 1 with the data frame 4, that is horizontally, means like this. So what we'll be doing is we'll be making the list at the time, at the runtime. We won't be making the list in advance like we made the frame 1 list. So we will be passing df1 over here and then df4. So it's again a list, so we are eventually passing a list inside the concat function, and there is a parameter called as axis. We are assigning it value 1. So what are these axis 1 and axis there is other value of this parameter, that is 0. So axis 0 refers for concatenation column wise, and axis 1 refers to the concatenation row wise. Means axis 0 is for the vertical concatenation and axis 1 is for the horizontal concatenation. So let's see what the result would be. It has run without an error. So see, this was the part ABCD of data frame 1. Let's check it out. Yeah, this is ABCD was the data frame 1, and moving downwards, this BDF is the data frame 4. So ABCD is the data frame 1 and BDF is the data frame 4. Another thing is that you are seeing some NaN value, that is are not available values. So what happens? See, in data frame 1 you have these index 0 1 2 3, but in data frame 4 you have the index 2 3 6 7. So all those index which are common in both the data frame, they have created a complete combination of rows. So like in 2 or 3, because 2 and 3 are the row numbers or row index which are common in data frame 1 and data frame 2. But like in data frame 1 you have 0 and 1, but in data frame 4 there is no 0 and 1. So that's why Python has assigned it the values are NaN. And same way in data frame 4 you have index number as 6 and 7, but this index number is not present in data frame 1. So that's why Python has given it a NaN value. Cool. So this was your concatenation. Uh, uh, I must say the row wise or in the horizontal manner. Let's start one other thing also. Pd dot concat function, and again we are passing df1 comma df4, and we are actually passing x is equals to 1, but we'll be giving an extra parameter called as join, and inside it we are passing inner. So I think some of the people must be familiar with the SQL, and there are some uh, functionalities or functions which are used to combine the uh, different tables in the inner way, or the outer way, or the left way, or the right way. So these are called as inner join, outer join, left outer join, and right outer join. So these kind of join. So the same concept is over here. So as I have written join equals to inner, so what will happen is only this part will come like 2 and 3 part, because this will combine both the data frame on the basis of common row index. So let's see what will happen. Df concat. So this is the output what I told you. So this 2 and 3, only this uh, combination of the row came because both the data frame have common row index only at this position 2 and 3. So this was a kind of a Python version of inner join in data science or data analytics. So that was the very good concept. This way you can manipulate the data. So all these things we are doing to manipulate the data, to play with the data according to our own requirements. And as I have already told you that in data science there are a lot of different things like machine learning, artificial intelligence, neural network, NLP, big data. In all these kind of things there is one thing which is pretty common, and that's called as data cleaning, data pre-processing. And that thing is so important that it takes around like 80 to 90% of the time of a developer or a researcher. So everybody should be good at this, and everybody should learn this. So that's why we are giving so much time to some of the pre-processing task learning in this course. So that's it for the day. I hope you learn good enough. And yeah, one more thing I would like you people to say, that whatever the doubt you people have, you can post on the videos and write on comments. Whatever the improvement which I can do, please write into it. What are the suggestions you want to me to implement, just give me the suggestions. Rest thing from my side is please practice, practice, practice. Do the things practically, this is most important thing. And lastly, stay safe in corona, and please spread education as much as possible, because education is so beautiful thing that whoever the person has taken birth in this whole world, they should have this opportunity to have the education, so that they can create their life, they can make something out of their life in a meaningful manner, and we as a humans can move in a better future. So please spread education, teach others, or direct them towards my channel. Okay, stay safe in corona. Bye bye, we'll meet some other day.